It's now time for another edition of our Cinema Corner, and producer Charlie joins me now with the latest in film. So where do we start?
Okay, first up, I feel like the trailer's been out for over a year for this film. A Quiet Place Day One is finally here.
I'm dying to know what you think about this.
So I actually quite enjoyed this. I would say it's pretty equal to the other two films. So this is the prequel for A Quiet Place 1 and 2. This stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. So very good leads in this one. John Krasinski actually returned for this film, not in it, but he produced and he wrote this film as well.
And if you've seen the first two, you would know that John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt were the stars of those films.
Yes. Well, yeah, for the most part. So this film was actually pretty good. It takes place in New York on the day of the alien invasion. My one thought was that even in the trailers you see that they blow up the bridges around like Manhattan to keep the aliens in because they can't swim.
Sure.
But then I'm like, why do that when they've landed all across the country and the world, you know? Like, you're not stopping anything.
Yeah.
But
it's just stopping one specific place.
Right. But, you know, plot. Gotta keep the plot going.
Of course, the plot thickens.
And so Lupita actually had a fear of cats. And if you watch the trailer, you see that she's got a
fear of cats?
A cat. And she has her character has a therapy cat that she actually carried around.
Valid. I'm also scared of cats, Lupita, so.
But so to overcome her fear, she actually had cat therapy.
Oh,
I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, okay.
But it helped. And actually, the studio wanted to do a computer-generated cat. But the director, Michael Skornowski, actually insisted for a real cat, and that changed their mind. So, pretty good film for the most part. If you're looking for something good to watch, if you've seen part 1 and part 2, even if you haven't, you can start at the day 1 and work your way. It doesn't really factor into anything. So far this has made $97.7 million at the box office, with a budget of only $67 million, which I thought was pretty cheap for a big film. So moving on, we have Fly Me to the Moon. I got to see this last night as a mystery film at AMC. So this is a PG-13 rom-com drama. Takes place during the 1960s during the space race between the US and the Soviet Union. A relationship develops between the NASA director in charge of the Apollo 11 launch and the marketing specialist brought in to fix NASA's public image and stage a backup fake moon landing. So this stars Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum.
Oh, what an interesting cast.
Right?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum was very interesting, I thought, in the role. He did fine. Overall, Channing Tatum's acting career, I feel like, is
wishy-washy.
You know, what he actually does. This also stars Woody Harrelson, Jim Rash, Ray Romano, so some other big names. They're not legends, they're not like major parts in it. Woody Harrelson's the biggest one of the three in there. So Apple Studios actually announced this film in March of 2022. Scarlett Johansson was already a part of it, though. But instead of Channing Tatum, it was originally supposed to be Chris Evans.
See, that makes sense to me.
With Jason Bateman directing it, which I thought was interesting. Wouldn't expect him to direct it.
Me either.
But then in June of that year, Bateman actually left, citing creative differences over the film. So then he was replaced by Greg Berlanti, who directed 2018's Love, Simon. And so after the directors switch around, production scheduling changes ended up where Chris Evans had to drop out. And that's where Channing Tatum came in. I think if it would have been Chris Evans, it would have been a very different chemistry between him and Johansson.
That makes a lot of sense.
But I mean, they've worked together in numerous projects in the MCU for years and everything. So this actually releases in theaters on the 12th. AMC had it as their mystery movie last night. But it has 2 early screenings at AMC this Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. So if you want to go watch it early, this weekend's the week to do it. And it eventually will come out on Apple TV, considering it's an Apple movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So moving on with everything that comes out this weekend, we have Despicable Me 4.
Oh my gosh.
Looking for something to watch with the kids. Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, is out as well. Maxine, this is the 3rd installment of the A24's X franchise. I haven't actually watched the first 2 yet. I need to do that this week. Then also we have Boneyard starring 50 Cent and Mel Gibson.
Oh, what a duo.
This is based on the West Mesa murders, which is the one I've not heard about. But if you like serial killers and those kind of documentaries, you might like this one.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, what about streaming? So
streaming this week, we have quite a bit. Today, The Beekeeper comes out on Prime Video. Pretty good one. I liked it. If you're a fan of the Beverly Hill Cop movies with, why am I blanking? Eddie Murphy. The 4th one drops on Netflix tomorrow. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. It's actually been 30 years since the 3rd movie came out.
Oh my gosh.
You're right. So very big gap in between. Then on Thursday, we have Godzilla times Kong, the new Empire on Max.
Okay.
And then Friday, Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse biopic.
I have to watch that.
I enjoyed that one. It's a
Yeah.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
So that's what we got this week.
All right, well, go check out a film. Let producer Charlie know what you think of him, and Ozarks Slide will be right back.